All right, we're going.
Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it. Once said by Malcolm X, who was a well-known minister and human activist during the Civil Rights Movement. Becoming a teacher takes great effort and you'll face many hardships, but it may pay off in the long run. Pros of being a teacher would be good benefits, so you have good health care for you and your family, so everybody in your household is going to be covered. You're going to have a full pension at retirement, and that means that whatever you're making at once you retire, you'll continue to receive that salary each and every year for doing nothing. And then some teachers also retire and end up making more than what they were making, so the smarter decision would be to retire. Another pro would be a fresh start each and every year. So every year you walk into the classroom, you have a game plan, you're going to have new students who come in. So you have new children to bond with and new children to learn how to teach and just learn how each and all of them learn for their individual self. That way your job's never going to be boring. You're going to be able to make a difference in the community, meaning you'll be able to leave an imprint on children, or maybe you didn't have such a good experience when you had a teacher when you were younger, so you'll be able to change that for them and make a difference how you see is fit. You also have very good hours, so you're going to work like around 7 to 3 or 4-ish. But along with the hours in the classroom, you're going to be putting many more hours outside the classroom, whether it's grading papers or coming up with a plan for the next day or whatever it may be. You're going to be putting in lots of hours, but the physical hours you're going to be putting in at the school are less than many other jobs. So cons of being a teacher would be low wages. According to bizfluent.com, high school teachers on average make $59,170, and elementary teachers make a little less than that, $56,900. And according to movado.com, the average Missouri living wages is between $26,000 and $76,000. So you're right in the median. The amount teachers make is just enough to get by, but of course you're not making enough for the amount of work and amount of time and hours you put into the actual job and preparation that comes with being a teacher and becoming a teacher. Because school isn't cheap, and you need more money to pay for that school. So, and then another con would be you're held to a higher standard. So when you're in public and you're out drinking with buddies or something, you got to be careful how you act, because your superintendent or the person who gave you your job could be at that bar and you're making a fool of yourself, and you just got to be sure, like when you're out in public at the grocery store, that you're acting right, because your students are going to see you and they're going to call you out every time they see you. That's just how it goes. They'll see you and they'll be like, "Oh, Mr. Stacy, how are you? You're in my class," or "I'm in your class." And that's just how it goes with little kids, or older kids even, because everyone likes stuff like that. And then you have a lack of parental cooperation. So when students do get homework and stuff, or maybe they're struggling, you send homework home for the students to work on with their parents. And then you have those parents who don't want to work with the students, and the parents who just ignore everything that's sent home and don't really care and don't put in that much effort. So you're going to have to give more effort towards the students who don't get that much help at home, rather to those who do receive equal help at home as in the classroom. And you also don't have very good job security in the first couple years. It takes 7 years to reach tenure. That means once you reach, on average, 7 years to reach tenure. That means once you reach tenure, you're kind of grandfathered in. It's really hard to get fired, very difficult. But your first couple of years, you're going to be constantly getting graded on how you do in the classroom and how your students act and how they learn and what your class management's like, and just to make sure you're being an effective teacher and that your students are learning to their abilities. But once you reach tenure, the grading may lessen or even to none in some districts. It really just depends on who is in charge of you, for real. And then, okay. So the first years are obviously going to be your hardest years. According to edweek.org, states 44% of new teachers quit within the first 5 years. So it just goes to show how difficult it may be to begin the teaching career and how difficult it's going to be up until the 5th year mark, until you reach tenure even. Like, you're going to always have struggles, but there's going to have its ups and downs. So teaching can be the hardest and or the best career for you. It really just depends on the individual who is going along with the career path.